Hi, I'm Colette Mason and welcome to another one of my bestseller bootcamp bite-sized trainings. We're looking at the 6 steps to publishing your own successful book, and I'm going to cover step 4 in this video, which is all about reviewing and editing your manuscript. When you're writing your book, as I explained in some of the earlier videos, you've got an outline to follow. So as a speaker, you're used to elaborating on a point at will from memory, if you like. And that's what I want you to do when you write the book. Just get it from your head and onto a piece of paper, because once it's on paper, other people can start to help you and you're not walking the lonely road of the author. And other people can help with making sure it makes sense, nothing's missing, it flows well, it's logical, and give you some feedback. And I encourage you to get your manuscript and show it to people in your target market. Perhaps offer them some sort of reward or incentive for reading it, otherwise they often don't bother. And use that feedback to then make good decisions. So for example, let's say I was writing a book about the history of the internal combustion engine. I send the manuscript out to my reviewers and all of the reviewers say to me, do you know what, it would really help me if you had a cutaway picture of an engine so I could see the components inside. The description's really good, but it would make more sense if there was a picture. Now, if all of your reviewers say that, then it's a good time to go hunting around for that cutout picture of the combustion engine. However, take another example, only one person might say they would really like to have an index in your book, because some books do have indexes, don't they, but not all of them. And collating an index can be hard work. It's also very precise work, talking about particular points in the book that may shuffle around as it gets edited and so on. So you've got to think carefully about, is it worth putting an index in, the amount of work it can be, when you could just have a really detailed table of contents and a good table of figures to help people navigate the book. So then you have to make a value decision. Or it might be there's a typo on the front cover design, only one person perhaps spotted it, but obviously that needs doing and it's quick to fix. So there's a few value judgments, but it's really good practice to get some feedback on your draft book, and don't do it in splendid isolation, because you can get blindness to your own mistakes. It'll improve the quality. Talking about quality, my second point to do with reviewing and editing is to avoid perfectionism. Once your book's written down, then you can't resist wanting to tinker with it. Perhaps there's a couple of sentences that look a bit lost at the bottom of a page, so you're going to write a few more words in that page to shunt those sentences onto the next one. Or you've used the word beginning throughout the text and then you thought, actually I want to say at the start now rather than at the beginning, and you'll go through and swap one word for another through the whole book. You might decide you want a different style of bullet points and all these things, and this doesn't really add any value to the book. It's something that other people can help you with and take you out of that tendency to tweak and fiddle and tinker with the book. So avoid perfectionism. Yes, attention to detail is important. Yes, clean, crisp, professional presentation is important. Constantly tweaking a word here or there for 4 months is not important, and I make sure you don't do that because it's so easy. And when you're editing, there's 3 steps to editing which you may or may not have come across in the past. The first one is called content editing, and that might be when you move a whole page to a different part of the book. Perhaps you're going to put a case study at the start of the chapter rather than at the end. Something like that, where you're moving a big block of text from one place to another. Then after that's done and there's lots of shuffling going around, then you'll start doing what I call the line editing. And that's where you're looking on a sentence or paragraph basis and looking for consistency, looking for mistakes, omissions and errors. And then finally, you've got copy editing, which is looking at more at the word-like level, almost like proofreading, and making sure that your book hasn't got any problems with it on a really detailed level. Once that's all done and your book is completely stable, then it's ready to start the proofreading and formatting, and you want to do that right at the very end, and I'll explain why when we do that particular video. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you found these tips useful. If you'd like to work with me, you can find a link to a questionnaire on this page, and what it does is it just gives us an opportunity to talk about the sort of book that you have in mind. I can give you some feedback and we can see if we'd like to work together. Thanks very much for watching this video, and I'll see you on another one. Bye for now.